Captain Tom Reed of the independent cargo vessel Persistent Delivery ran his fingers through his graying hair as he examined the latest navigational readouts. The route through the Nebulon corridor would save them 3 days of journey time, but rumors said the Haelor Empire had been increasing patrols in that sector. "What do you think, Mira?" Tom asked his first officer. Mira Velasquez, a veteran of the Earth Defense Fleet, before joining the merchant lanes, studied the star chart with narrowed eyes. The Haelor have been getting bolder, but they usually target military vessels. "We're just hauling medical supplies to the Rigel colonies." "And construction materials," added Jake, their engineer, not looking up from his work calibrating the ship's thrust compensators. "Right. Nothing weapon-grade or restricted," Tom concluded. "Nebulon corridor it is." None of them noticed the Imperial scout vessel that captured their transmission as they approached the narrow passage of relatively clear space between two massive radiation clouds. High Commander Drax of the Haelor Empire's 33rd Conquest Fleet leaned forward in his command chair, mandibles clicking with anticipation. His compound eyes reflected the tactical display showing the lone human vessel entering the corridor. "Analysis," he demanded. His tactical officer, a younger Haelor with carapace still shiny and unbattled, responded promptly. "Human vessel, transport class. Minimal defensive capabilities. Crew complement estimated at 6 to 8. Cargo unknown, High Commander, but human vessels in this sector typically carry materials for their expanding colonies." Drax's mandibles clicked faster. The Haelor Empire had been observing the expanding human presence with growing concern. They'd bred quickly, adapted to new environments with disturbing ease, and had a knack for befriending other species through trade rather than proper conquest. Perfect opportunity for a demonstration, Drax decided. "Position our vessels at coordinates Alpha 7 and Beta 3. We will spring the trap when they reach the narrowest part of the corridor." His officers hurried to comply. None dared suggest that attacking an unarmed cargo vessel might violate the fragile peace treaty between the Haelor Empire and the Earth Alliance. "Captain, I'm detecting unusual energy signatures ahead," reported Ellie, their sensor specialist, her voice tense. Tom straightened in his chair. "Haelor? Matches their shield harmonics. 2 vessels. No, 3. They're in ambush formation." Tom exchanged looks with Mira. "We're not a military vessel. We're clearly marked as a commercial hauler. The Haelor have been itching for a confrontation for months." Mira reminded him. Maybe they're tired of waiting. Tom considered their options. Turning around would only expose their engines, the most vulnerable part of the ship. Running the blockade seemed suicidal. "Captain," Jake called from engineering through the comm. "Remember that experimental defense system I've been working on?" Tom raised an eyebrow. The One Alliance R&D deemed too unpredictable for deployment. "That's the one," Jake confirmed. "It might be our only chance." Tom took a deep breath. "All hands, battle stations. Jake, get your system online. Ellie, keep those sensors hot. Mira, get ready to execute evasive pattern. Delta 9 on my mark." Drax watched with satisfaction as the human vessel continued forward, apparently Save the warnings for later, Tom interrupted. "Ellie, on my mark. Divert all power from life support and non-essential systems to Jake's device." Mira looked alarmed. "All power from life support will only have about 2 minutes of breathable air." "I know." Tom's face was grim. "Everybody, emergency breathers on." As the crew secured their oxygen masks, Tom took one last look at the approaching Haelor vessels. Their insectoid design had always reminded him of the mantises from his grandfather's garden. "Now, Ellie!" The lights dimmed as power surged to engineering. For a terrifying moment, nothing happened. Drax was about to order the first disabling shots when his tactical officer shouted in alarm. "High Commander, the human vessel is..." The rest of his warning was drowned in static as every system on the Haelor flagship simultaneously went haywire. Drax struggled to comprehend what was happening. The humans had somehow generated a quantum resonance field that precisely targeted Haelor technology. Their crystalline computer cores, the pride of Imperial engineering, were particularly vulnerable to the specific harmonic frequency. "Weapons offline," shields failing, life support compromised. Reports flooded in from panicked officers as the flagship began to drift. Through the view screen, Drax